What's up, what's up? Let's talk about the new Tomtoc Urban EX T77. Sounds like a freaking cyborg. I'm just gonna call it the T77. I'm gonna cut to the chase. In my opinion, for a one bag to essentially do it all, something that's compact enough that you can take to work, use for your everyday carry, also travel with either as a companion to your suitcase, or something that's still spacious enough that for 2 to maybe 4 nighters, right now it's packed with 4 nights worth of clothing, that you can use it for that, or as a hybrid between a gym and an office bag. Now, I feel like this bag is the ultimate gateway drug into the world of bags. It blows my mind. I know a surprising amount of people that are in financially comfortable places in their life, and they use a bag every single day of their life. They travel a lot, and they're using an 8-year-old bag that was gifted to them by some company they used to work for, or they snagged it for free at a conference. And while I totally understand that different people value different things, I feel like if you have the money and you can splurge a little and get yourself a nicer backpack, I guarantee you that 99% of you will experience a quality of life uptick just enjoying something that you're going to be using every day, being a little bit more thoughtful about how you organize your things. Anyways, I totally get that for a lot of people, jumping from some very mediocre backpack to a $200-300 premium backpack doesn't make any sense. But yeah, if you look at the market today, if you're going from like a mediocre, I don't know, like $50-60 backpack to this, you're going to notice a very significant leap in build quality, functionality, materials. And at its price point, I can't think of another bag that has a modern, professional, versatile look where you get as much bang for your buck as this guy. So I'll highlight my favorite things about it, why if someone was asking me for a very cost-effective but good backpack to upgrade, this would be my first recommendation. I'll share a few nitpicks that I have with it, walk you through it, and then just ultimately share my perspective on why this is just such a well-rounded bag that for anyone looking for the one bag to essentially do it all, because you're not ready to start building a quiver of bags, save yourself before you can. This is about as good of an option as it gets. So let's get into it. Why I love this backpack so much is from a functionality perspective, it checks off all of my important boxes and checks them off really well. Secondly, it has pretty impeccable quick access pockets in my opinion. And then just lastly, the cost to value. Everything that I'll talk about now packaged $409, given what else is out there on the market. Yeah, this is where Tomtoc really shines. So starting off with the boxes, right? Quick access pockets, multiple, and they're all very good. I'm dedicating a whole pro to it because I think it's a worthwhile discussion. It's lightweight, it's like 2.6 pounds relative to the capacity that's 26 liters. It has a really smooth zipper experience everywhere in this bag. It's very comfortable. You get external water bottle holders. You get an extra one. One is all I need, but having a second one, not gonna complain. Dedicated laptop compartment, sternum strap with the easily adjustable system where you just glide it up and down. And I think size-wise, for someone that just wants that one backpack to do everything with, I think it's a pretty ideal size. Not too big for daily carry, but not too small for everything else, gym, travel, and beyond. Next thing that I really appreciate about this bag are the quick access pockets. It's crazy. There are some bags that are just like spectacular and they do everything well, but quick access, it is a very personal thing, I will say. But for me, a good quick access pocket is very effortless to zip and unzip into. So ideally, not super long and one directional zip. Secondly, that whatever pocket you're getting into it, you have a comfortable amount of space for your hand so that it is frictionless every time you want to get in and out. If psychologically I feel like, oh, it's going to be kind of tight in there, I'm not going to use that pocket as well. Now with this bag in particular, it nails quick access. Now for me, my favorite quick access pockets on a bag are the Pioneer Panda Pack 2.0, like the 2 front pockets. And now this setup is similar, that you have 2 on top of each other, but they're more similar to the Duration Pack that go like this. I do like on the Panda Pack It is slightly less quick access in the sense that you have to do this trapezoidal movement, but the zippers are so freaking buttery that to me it's ninja swift getting in there. But you get one top one that has segmentation. As you can see here, the bag is packed out, by the way, with 4 days worth of clothing. It also has a tablet and a few other things in here. And you get just like really nice independent volume so that it's comfortable to get in and out of. Then the bottom pocket is great because it's for smaller things, so it's not too deep. This is where you have a key leash. And I love that the key leash is actually like pretty long. So if you are constantly using keys, not having to like unclip and clip it, you can just kind of leave it in there as well. But where they just stuck the dagger in it is a quick access pocket for your sunglasses. For me, if I had to build my own perfect bag, it would include this pocket, and it's crazy how few bags have it. Like the Air City Pack 2 and the Pro 2, they have it. I really like how they implement it. Bellroy Transit Work Pack, the first version, had it, and it was like perfectly done, and then they removed it from the second version. And to me, like when I think about essentials, right? Sunglasses. I want to be able to get in and out of the bag if I'm not using a sling and snag my sunglasses where they feel well protected. I don't have to dig my hand too deep. In this sunglass pouch, you get really good protection with a microfiber-like material, and it's not too deep, which I also really appreciate. You can obviously use this for other things, but I try not to judge, but I judge a little bit. People who take their sunglasses and they put them in a case and they put that case inside their bag, which is so many people, but to me is like, maybe I'm just like super lazy, but having to take out a case to then take out the sunglasses from the case every single time. I get that you're trying to protect your sunglasses. I've had these things for 4 years. I've just been a little strategic about where I place them. They literally are in impeccable condition, all things considered, and I've never had them in a microfiber sleeve or a case. Fight me on that. That's a hill I will die on. I would take the dedicated sunglass pouch over having, yeah. Anyways, you get my point. And then the last thing where this bag truly shines, right, is the cost value. For people coming from a cheaper bag, you're gonna notice like a big improvement in terms of the materials that they're using. But yeah, if you're someone that's owned like a more expensive bag, but I think to really get to a point where it's tangible, the overall materials that they're using, that it just feels more premium, like something like the Air City Pack Pro 2, which I feel like this is essentially like, if you like this bag and you want a budget-friendly version of this, then that's what you go for. I'd say that the two main places where you feel that is just the shell fabric, and then just on the inside, both the liner and then like the stretch mesh, the laptop padding. But as far as other like accessibly priced, well-made bags, I feel like my two go-tos are Osprey and Thule. But Osprey, I have a lot of Osprey stuff and I really, really love it. But their DNA, like their core design language, is geared around outdoors, right? Hiking, backpacking, mountain biking, skiing, things like that. And so I feel like they make for a lot of people less versatile bags in the sense that they don't blend in as naturally into a professional environment. So if you're looking for a more modern, edging on the side of technical, professional look, beyond this, my other go-to recommendation is Thule. And I know they made a name for themselves with cargo boxes, ski boxes, bike racks, things like that. But their bags and their suitcases are very good bang for your buck. Like everything else here in the US, things are getting more expensive. But for example, my dad has the Thule Subterra, the two, and quality-wise, these are, I put them side by side, and I looked it up today, and the Subterra is like going for like $149. Some of their bags are going for like $179. So to get all of this and a lot of the functionality that you get in this bag, I prefer over the Subterra, their Accent bag, their Chasm. Yeah, it's just, I feel like it's really, really hard to beat, and why I think this is like the ultimate gateway drug for people entering into the world of bags. You might get something like this, realize what a big quality of life improvement it makes, and then who knows, maybe in a year, 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is, you're like, okay, I really like all of this, but I'm ready for just nicer materials. which by the way, nothing about this bag feels cheap. For $110, you get materials and build quality that exceeds what you can find on the market. But I think those are the main things that keep this bag from being considered like a true premium bag. And then as far as the nitpicks go, my main ones are the orientation of the luggage pass-through relative to the access style of the bag. Secondly, the Velcro strap that they use in the laptop/tablet sleeve. And lastly, the standability. When I said that this bag checks off all my key boxes, standability is one of them. And this bag is still a better stander than a lot of bags. So I would say it checks the box, but there's definitely room for improvement for it to like fully check that box for me. My main nitpick is just the luggage pass-through orientation. While yes, this very much comes down to personal taste, there's a lot of advantages and disadvantages of having a bag stand vertically on a suitcase or stand, in this case, horizontally on your suitcase. But I do strongly feel that a bag's pass-through orientation should match the access style of the bag. There's a lot of bags that are designed for you to access most of the things easily while the bag is on you. And in those cases, the way the pockets are laid out, it makes a lot more sense for the bag to be like this. But with this bag, if you look at the quick access pockets, one that goes sideways, while these are pretty easily accessible while the bag is on you, I wouldn't really want to be getting in and out of these pockets like this when the bag is on the suitcase. Same applies with the quick access pocket for your sunglasses or whatever you store up there. And then just lastly, right, you're going through security, you gotta take out your laptop and or tablet from the compartment. You have to get that because of how the laptop sleeve is stitched onto here, top down. So it's just not as comfortable to take your laptop out when the bag is sideways. And then not to mention that this comes with not one, but two water bottle holders. And I just prefer the feeling that my water bottle is upright rather than sideways when it's on top of the suitcase. Now noted, the disadvantage of having a bag stand upwards is that if you have it where it's very heavy, it brings up the center of gravity. The suitcase is not gonna be as stable. And if you have it really heavy, it can just like topple over. But kind of my philosophy is my bag's like really heavy or on the heavier side, it's because I'm using it to one bag travel. When I'm in suitcase plus backpack mode, I keep things pretty minimal here. And so I'm not, jacket, tech essentials, like over-the-ear headphones, laptop, tablet, things like that. And that's pretty much it. And it doesn't make it so heavy that it becomes a problem for me. Second nitpick. Holy shit. Give me a second. It's fine. I'll leave that there. Thought that was like a bat. I mean, it feels like I'm in a freaking bat cape. Second nitpick is just in the laptop sleeve, you'll see this strap. And I really hate these straps, to be honest. I feel like I understand that they're trying to, I guess, accommodate a wider range of laptops / tablets or whatever else you might want to put in here and just make sure that things are secure. But there's already so many bags that do this right. You just can accommodate a wide range of stuff. Just have it stitched where there is a little give, but it's still enough tension that your things are secure and you don't need something like this. Just like one extra step. Now, the reason why I bring it up as a nitpick is because what I usually do when bags have something like that is I put it back here and the Velcro will just attach to whatever liner you have. But in this case, whatever like fleece-like material that they're using here, it doesn't stick. So it's just kind of loosey-goosey. If this was like my go-to bag, I would just cut that off. And then just the last thing is the standability. Right now, I've got like stuff in the main compartment packed out for like a 4-nighter, right? And I also did that just to give it more form and to help with the standing. And right now it's good, but as the videos continued, I'm seeing that it wants to go forward. If I take that stuff out from the main compartment, you'll see that it will definitely, oh, hello. I've been tinkering around with it. as you can see, like its natural position is forward. Yeah, I mean, few bags do this really, really well. And typically those bags are a little heavier as well. So let's see, I'll take off the tablet sleeve, but yeah, I'm gonna hold it up for the rest of the video. It's just not as reliable of a self-stander as I would hope in my ideal bag, but yeah, the compromises that you're getting for the bag that you're getting at this price point is pretty unreal. So with that being said, let me walk you through it. The shell fabric is a 400D polyester, and then they have an 840D polyester fabric on the bottom just to give it that additional reinforcement, which I think is smart. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love an 840D ballistic nylon as much as the next guy, but it adds weight. It makes it like rougher from a hand feel standpoint. And oftentimes where you really need that heavy duty fabric is in the base of the bag where it's getting most interaction. So for the price, I think it feels great. You get water bottle holders on each side. This is 32 ounce hydro flask. It's gusseted and there's nice little elastic here. With these, you know, I think over time, I'm sure this will loosen a little bit, but it fits that perfectly. Nice little grab handle here, as well as here. I like that it's kind of out of the way and concealed. You don't really feel it while it's on your back, but for a bag that you would potentially use for one bag travel situations, I do appreciate having that extra one. Luggage pass-through, I already talked about this. Really nice airplane style seatbelt material for the webbing. And then just very comfortable bag, like solid back padding, nice little air channel here in the middle. And then the padding itself is like when you squeeze it in, yeah, like this just feels nice and responsive. Definitely not as chunky as something like an Air or an Able Carry, but still very, very comfortable. You get a sternum strap. I actually like this buckle quite a bit. It's not magnetic, but nice little tactile feedback when you're clipped in. And this is like my preferred setup, these rails where you can just easily glide it up and down as well. And then you've got strap management, just strap keepers here and here. I already talked about the quick access pockets in detail, but in case you missed it, you have front one here. The liner material it's nice. It's like I mean, it's white, so, you know, can get dirty more easily, but I definitely dig the look of it. And then got AirPods on one side and then mobile battery bank on the other. And because you have like good volume in here, you can fit medium-sized things. The only thing I will call out with the quick access pockets is a tech pouch. Unless you have a very small tech pouch, I'd say like 1 liter or below, you're not gonna fit a tech pouch. Like, I mean, right now my Cap 1 has a lot of stuff in it, but like, I'm not even gonna waste my time. It definitely won't fit. I'll show you where I would put that in here. And then you've got another one up here. This is where I keep my sunglasses. And then you have the same fleece-like material to give it soft protection as you do in the laptop sleeve. Then to get into the bag, and then just worth calling out, the zippers, they have that connection point in the middle where if you want to throw a lock on there, you can. This bottom one, by the way, is short and has a really nice long key leash, which I already talked about as well. All in all the quick access pockets are really usable in specific and unique ways. In the main compartment, you have additional organization. You get 2 pockets here, one stretch mesh, one's using like a polyester ripstop. And then in the main compartment, you also get here on the side this nice navy blue little sleeve, so good spot to throw an umbrella, socks, whatever you might want to throw in there. And then with the laptop compartment, you'll see here that it goes, see how smooth that was? Very nice. It also opens up clamshell, which is interesting. You get here a big spacious pocket, so you can use this for dirty clothes, or I was talking about like if you carry a tech pouch, I mean, that's pretty bulky and it fits really, really well in there. And then something that's interesting is that they have this little pull tab, kind of like the Peak Design tech pouch, kind of like the Peak Design packing cube one, where you just pull it. And so you can access the main compartment from back here, which is pretty nice. I think more from like a one bag travel standpoint, if you're like, hey, I need to get my laptop or my tech pouch, but you also want to grab a layer or whatever you might have in there, you can. And then on here, you can fit up to a 16-inch laptop, my 14-inch MacBook Air, so you can see how that fits. And then I'll also throw in my iPad Air here in the tablet sleeve. And then you have a little Velcro strap, which is one of my nitpicks. If you missed it, you can go to it to see. I'm just in general against these, but it is what it is. That's pretty much it. Final thoughts. If you look at the world of bags, I'd say right now for me, for 2025, one of the most easily recommended bags is the Air City Pack Pro 2, because it's a big box checker. It's very comfortable. It stands on its own really, really well for the most part, like solid organization, good balance of quick access pockets, pretty much everything I like in a bag. I think a few little nitpicks that I have that I'm not gonna get into. For me, when I'm looking at products in general, I'm always looking for those inflection points right before diminishing returns kick in. And I feel like the first big inflection point in the world of backpacks is with Tomtoc, right? Where you get something that's significantly better quality, more thoughtfully designed than something that would be $50, right? That $50 difference to me is an absolute no-brainer. But then there is definitely a lot in between something like an Air or a Tomtoc, but I think Air is one of those brands that is kind of like the next inflection point where premium bags come into play. Like it's hard not to compare everything against an Air when you're in like the $200 price point, just because you get so much bang for your buck. And yeah, I mean, I'm the kind of person, right, where I love bags. I use them a lot. Freaking started a YouTube channel where I talk about bags. So for me, spending, you know, $100, $150 more on a bag is a no-brainer, but I totally get that for a lot of people, they might not feel like they're in a financial place where that's smart to do, or they just don't place as much value on bags. So if you're not quite ready to jump into something like this, where yes, the attention to detail, the finishing, all of the materials, everything is definitely more refined, more elevated, and you like the overall modern minimal aesthetic, I feel like it's kind of futile getting something in between this and this. I would just save my money and go for something like this if I didn't want to spend $150, for example, on a bag. Obviously, there's a lot of subjectivity around, do you like the look of it? Because that's important. But yeah, ultimately, if you're looking to upgrade your bag game, whether this is going to hold you over for a very long time, or it will ultimately just help you build a palette towards bags that just comes from that tangible quality of life improvement in having a better bag. I feel like everyone will be happier with a better bag. My father-in-law, he's in a comfortable place financially, and he's been using like the same beat up, I want to say like Samsonite messenger bag. And I gifted him a Pioneer Carry duration pack. And yeah, he's like, shit, okay, I get it. This would have been a worthwhile investment. So yeah, all in all, if you're looking for a bag that functionality-wise is nimble enough for you to use in every aspect of your life, work, gym, travel, and you're on a budget and you want to get the absolute most bang for your buck as possible, then this is easily at the moment my #1 recommendation. There's a lot of bags out there, if you know of any others, that cost around $110 that are around this size range. This is 26 liters. Let me know. I'd be curious in checking them out. But other than that, best of luck and cheers.